This is Neo, the gold trader. I'm aiming to turn 100,000 currency into 10 million in a week. Unfortunately, the result for Monday was 1 million, meaning I couldn't achieve 10 times the starting amount in just one day as a starting dash. The result was 787,097, which is 7.8 times. Not being able to ride the wave in New York was a big blow. The fact that I couldn't take large positions afterward and could only do child's play level trading is a point of reflection. My current challenge is to turn 100,000 into 10 million. I'm in the process of building a roadmap to achieve this goal stably, considering what to do and what attitude to take towards trading. I aim to eliminate the element of luck and steadily increase my funds from 100,000 to 10 million, a 100-fold increase. Today, I'll focus on brain management and position sizing rather than explaining technical justifications. Therefore, this video is aimed at advanced viewers who already understand and can use technical analysis to make a sufficient profit. For now, I've encountered a surefire opportunity, so I'm going short with a position size of 2.0. First, I'll focus on how to lighten the load for the remaining trades. As the remaining days decrease, the brain load increases, so the starting dash is all about earning as much as possible. For this, I have to make the most of leverage and compound interest in a surefire opportunity while I still have a small amount of funds. As the saying goes, well begun is half done. It all depends on how well I can start and ride the wave. Therefore, I need to maximize my concentration, increase the processing speed of my working memory, and automate multitasking in my brain. To do this, I have to intentionally secrete the neurotransmitter endorphin. I've increased my funds 3.4 times with 2 consecutive wins, but I always want to achieve 1 million yen by the end of London time if possible. To do that, I have to maintain a 5-win streak. However, with my current ability, it seems that 5 wins is my limit, and I can't maintain my concentration for more trades than that. The reason is, of course, that the automation of work procedures is not perfect due to insufficient experience. Automation of work means processing by the cerebellum in terms of brain management. The human brain has about 100 billion neurons, and 80% of them are active in the cerebellum. It is, of course, an unconscious area that is not controlled by consciousness, and the work done here does not burden the brain. The part where we consciously think, remember, or act, that is, the prefrontal cortex of the cerebrum, is formed by 200 billion neurons. That means it's only a quarter of the cerebellum. The challenge is how to transfer the work of trading to the neurons of the cerebellum and reduce the burden on the prefrontal cortex. The method is through a lot of repeated training and habituation. Next, it is important not to make judgments and not to use conscious processing for other things. I'm sure Apple founder Steve Jobs simplified decision-making and reduced stress by wearing the same clothes every day. He was thorough in not using brain energy for unnecessary things. Now, moving on to the trading content, I failed in the third trade. Naturally, IQ inevitably decreases whether you are conscious of it or not. To prevent that decline and maintain concentration, it puts a considerable load on the brain. Energy consumption also increases. Of course, we traders must be fully aware of this brain mechanism in the intellectual game of FX, and we must recognize that we should have literacy in neuroscience, neuroanatomy, and evolutionary neuroscience. It's meaningless if, like amateur traders, you keep repeating the same mistakes without clearly understanding the reason. From the final result, the third trade ended up haunting me. The reason for this is also that the fact that I lost all the funds I had increased to 2.5 million yen in the previous week is still having an impact. It's quite a big damage to turn 100,000 yen into 2 million or 3 million and then lose it all. Since my comfort zone is 1 million yen, if it's double or triple that, it becomes a panic zone. If I explain this in detail, it means that trading is all about the mental aspect, but if you aim to be a professional trader, you must maximize your understanding of the fact that brain management is everything, no matter how much you polish your knowledge and skills. Well, I made a mistake in the third trade, and I couldn't cover the loss of 40,000 yen in the fourth trade either. The loss of funds due to a single mistake led to a decrease in my IQ and concentration, and I had to recover that loss, which put a strain on my brain. As a result, I became exhausted. Therefore, I decided to stop trying to recover it all at once and instead focus on recovering the minus by accumulating small profits, no matter how small, while keeping the brain load light. By trading repeatedly with small profits of several tens of thousands of yen without putting a strain on my brain, my IQ gradually increased and dopamine was released. An appropriate amount of norepinephrine created a positive but pleasantly tense feeling. As a result, I was able to fill the hole in my losses after 3 stress-free trades. From here, I'll switch to trading to increase my funds, but you'll understand how much of a burden a single mistake can create. I'll cut out unnecessary parts to save time. Eventually, I managed to recover the losses through 3 stress-free trades. From here, I'll switch to trading to increase my funds, but you should understand how much a single mistake can weigh you down. Unfortunately, I made another trading mistake. Upon reflection, the cause seems to be that due to a weekly chart showing a 2-bar reversal and returning to a single bottom last week, I fell into confirmation bias. Although I had anticipated it, my brain couldn't smoothly switch gears to respond to the downward market from the Tokyo market. As you all know, I have ADHD, so I take guanfacine daily to manage hyperactivity and learning disabilities. Because of my brain structure, which is prone to confirmation bias and cognitive bias, my ability to adapt to changing situations is inferior to that of a neurotypical brain. This triggered a mistake, and my funds dropped below 200,000 yen to 189,000 yen. I'm in a pretty desperate situation. I need to reset myself quickly and force myself to ride the wave by aggressively recovering the losses, as further brain fatigue would be too much. Even in changing technical analysis, my estimation of breakpoints is very loose, and I can't make calm and appropriate judgments about narrowing down. So, I'm having a really tough time trading today. Looking at the chart, it's not a particularly difficult chart as usual, so the problem is clearly with me. I've been trading for a long time, so as usual, I've cut out unnecessary parts of the video and connected only the parts where the funds have changed. I've finally managed to increase my capital to 637,804 yen. It's been an insane number of trades, with the most extreme ups and downs I've ever experienced. Normally, I'd be on the verge of a mental breakdown, but somehow I've managed to push through. The goal of reaching 1 million yen, the launch pad to turn 1,000 yen into a fortune, is now within sight. Previously, turning 100,000 yen into 1 million yen in a week was my weekly routine. But I've been pushing the limits, trying to achieve the same results in 3 days, 2 days, and ultimately just 1 day. However, today I'm really feeling the weight of trying to turn 100,000 yen into 1 million yen in a single day. I still have 370,000 yen left to reach my goal, but it's clear that I'm exhausted. I can't risk any more losses. If I take another big hit, I'm not sure I could recover. Therefore, I've decided to focus on reviewing market trends again, starting with the smallest possible lot size of 0.01. I've also reviewed the chart patterns repeatedly, and I can no longer trust my own analysis or interpretation. I'll start over, consciously checking the facts as they appear on the chart without any bias. I'm being more cautious now. I'm not in a position to engage in a big, short-term battle. I think it would be better to gradually accumulate small amounts, if possible, to reach my target of 1 million yen. By the way, I'm currently teaching 2 people how to trade and multiply their funds 10 times in a week. One of them has already succeeded 3 times. He has thoroughly studied B.O.B. Volman's fundamentals and principles of price action, especially double pressure, and has achieved his goal by replicating it in his trades. Actually, I'm currently live trading with them. We're all looking at the same chart, and each of us is trading at our own risk. In live trading, it's a prerequisite to have exactly the same approach, mindset, and attitude towards trading. If someone with a completely different way of thinking or trading style joins, it can cause unnecessary confusion or disrupt trading due to a lack of concentration. All three of us use the same lines, indicators, monitoring time, and execution foot. Of course, we carefully discuss the details of the conversation while looking at the chart. This has many advantages. It allows us to maintain a much higher level of metacognition and objectivity compared to trading alone. However, the three of us have different comfort zones. Naturally, our brain structures are different, so the types and amounts of neurotransmitters released also differ. Therefore, there are subtle differences in the interpretation of facts, which are the result of a complex interplay of genetic and environmental factors. It is important to leverage the strengths of each individual's personality and to habituate successful experiences through repeated reinforcement learning. My online school doesn't focus on teaching technical analysis or methods. There's no need for me to create or teach such materials. Instead, I focus on correcting misunderstandings, incorrect practice methods, and helping people increase their resolution of understanding for important issues. While trading together, we can exchange opinions on key points and narrow down entry opportunities, make new discoveries that we might have overlooked, and overcome blind spots by changing perspectives and broadening our horizons. This is only possible if we all have the same level of literacy in trading. In salons where people with varying levels of knowledge and skills gather, capable individuals will become disillusioned and leaving behind a group of incompetent traders. That's why I aim to create a community of traders who specialize in gold and who have the ability to multiply their funds 10 times in a week. Although they are my students now, I ultimately aim to build a community of like-minded individuals. I can't risk any more losses. If I take another big hit, I'm not sure I could recover. Lastly, I hope you'll take this trade as a cautionary tale, especially in recent New York trading sessions. I haven't been able to sync up with the market at all. The market has been experiencing severe overshoots and reversals at time changes. As a result, when I look at the completed chart, it's full of spikes, and most of the recognizable chart patterns or uptrends and downtrends only become apparent in hindsight. I think it's a very challenging situation. In particular, I've been unable to ride the downward swing waves and have only been able to narrowly exceed the price range with rebounds. With my usual goal of multiplying my funds 10 times in a week, I would absolutely avoid markets and time frames like this. However, with a deadline of just one day, I was left with extremely limited time and had no choice but to trade. The results were disastrous. I made an unthinkable number of trades, many of which were losing trades, and I couldn't take a proper break. Despite securing a few small profits, I was ultimately unable to reach my goal of 1 million yen. I apologize for showing you such a poor performance, but I hope you can learn from my mistakes. Bye for now.
Thank you for watching until the end. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Also, I'm available to answer any questions you may have about gold trading on Discord. Additionally, I offer free Google Meet consultations every Sunday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. where you can ask questions about trading or discuss your concerns. Feel free to utilize this opportunity to improve your gold trading, not only in terms of technical analysis but also brain and finance management. You can find the link to the Discord in the description. I look forward to seeing you all again in the next video. Please don't hesitate to join us.